Hey, this is Carnival's brand new private island, Celebration Key. I walked the entire island so you don't have to. I'm going to show you what's actually worth your time and what I would skip, especially if you're trying to do this trip as for little money as possible out of pocket. Now, for me, I'm always looking for something that's a little different. This cruise is booked through a casino offer, so I'm thinking about value the whole time. What's included, what costs extra, and whether this is actually worth it. Hey, this is Eric from Cards and Comps, where we look at using credit card points and casino comps in order to travel further for less money. And before we get too far, let me show you how this island's laid out because this can save you a lot of walking. We got food and drink stations, pools, and then some upgraded areas where you can spend extra time if you want. Of course, that costs extra money. I'll walk you through it all so you can decide what makes sense. So let's just get started. So here we are walking from the ship. This is the Carnival Spirit. It's only about 2,500 passengers, and we're the only ones in port this day. So it's a little cloudy, but actually it's not so bad. The Pier walk is a good distance. Now they do have trims in order to walk you or get you to the island, but I believe you have to. Generally, the trims leave from this area right here after you walk from the ship. So anyway, there's trims running constantly across this pier. Of course, I'm trying to get a little walking in anyway, so that's not a problem. And then you can see it's actually a bright sunny day. It took me about 45 minutes to walk around the island, but this is sped up and we've edited it out a little bit. And I did get a little extra sun that day. So this is the end of February. It was a beautiful day. This is in on Grand Bahamas where this is located. And it's brand new. I think they just opened it last year. It's the first time, well, actually the second time. I went on two cruises almost back to back, one with my mother and one with my daughter. And these are both casino offers. They were free cruises. Here, let me show you what this would cost here. Basically, I've got this here. Yeah, so this is a casino offer. It cost a total of $530, but that also included $200 off or $200 back in onboard credit. So effectively, that made it $330, and that's for two people. So that's a pretty good deal. And this is an 8-day cruise. So anyway, and then here we go around the island. This is one of the transportation areas. There's food halls everywhere. The ones that say island eat are the ones where the included food is. So each person gets one meal. Yeah, Island Eats. So it's a little peek thing I'll show you right here on the screen. Island Eats is what you will look for. Some of the restaurants do not have any included food. And the drink package does not work on the island. So just keep that in mind. If you bought the drink package, it's only going to work on the ship and it's not going to work on Celebration Key. So that was a disappointment because they actually included the drink package everywhere on the ship as part of my casino deal. So that was a real treat. Able to order a nice cocktail before dinner. I believe all the casino deals include free drinks in the casino, but it's not very often I get a offer for drinks everywhere. And that includes coffee too in the specialty shop. So that's always good to know. There's plenty of shower houses and restrooms throughout. The only thing interesting, they have the hand washing station is shared for both men and women. So it's on the outside of that area. And there's some lockers too. And this is where we're at here on the other side of the island as you see us walking around. And then, of course, all the hammocks and stuff. All the covered areas are rental areas, and all the other umbrellas and chairs are included, and that don't cost anything extra. So there is a good example of a reserved area that costs extra, and that's cheaper if you were reserved. And there again, there wasn't that many people on the island that day, so it was easy. This is Gill's Grill. Here it is on the map. And it's one of the places that does have, I believe. So it's like Gill's Grill. Double check the. Yeah. So Gill's Grills actually is not included. So they have Caribbean seafood, including seafood baskets and local fish, but does not have the Island Eats logo. So that means there's no included items there. So everything would cost additional. And you need to bring cash. I think you can charge a card as well. I did not, as I normally do. I just chose with a free option, of course. So anyway, it was a beautiful day there. After I walked around here, I was able to lay out in the sun and had a very good afternoon. There again, there's another bathhouse that has showers on the outside. And here's another bar. There's plenty of bars. Some of them were not open because obviously we're at capacity with just one cruise ship in. There was a cruise ship that came in later in that day. So here's Starfish Lagoon. One thing is that actually is not the lagoon. That's the tram stop for our Starfish Lagoon. So that's where you'd get off and you'd walk that short distance to go to the Starfish Lagoon, which is right here. And that's where the same thing with the hammocks and everything else as such. So anyway, as you can see, you could pick any place that you wanted to stay. And there was, very few places that were actually crowded. And let's see where we're at here on the map. And here we are sort of back at the middle of the whole island. I guess it's not really an island. It's on Grand Bahama Island. However, it's a huge island. And this is just one section up. This is the shops, and you can see what kind of stuff they're selling there. I'm not interested in buying any souvenirs. I'm traveling all the time. If I bought a souvenir for every place I went, I would just run out of space. So yeah, unless there's something I specifically need, I generally don't even consider getting it. And you can see you are here, which is the very back of the property. And everything is split basically by the two lagoons. Starfish Lagoon on the right and Calypso Lagoon on the left. And the shops are behind the water slides and such in the middle. Really easy to get to. I know one day my daughter did have to go get some sunscreen. She didn't bring any, and it was $20. So it's not cheap. Here's the swing bar. I think that's pretty cool. And they've got swings on the other side, which are actually over the water. So you can swim up, get in the swing, and check that out. I thought that was really nice. And I think they had two of those locations. So pretty cool. There's a water slide. I did not check out the water slide, but that's a nice area there. Sunshine Swings is what that's called. So, yeah, very nice. As we continue to walk around, and you can see there's lots of loungers and even some hammocks. And those are free, first come, first serve as well. So, which is nice. Continue to walk around the perimeter here. This is the Calypso Lagoon, not the lagoon itself, but the tram stop for Calypso Lagoon. That's where that sign is. And then you walk over here, and that is Calypso Lagoon. So if you wanted to go to, you could either go to the tram stop for Calypso Lagoon or the Starfish Lagoon too, and be fairly close to where the Sunshine Swings bar is. I think obviously Calypso Lagoon is a little closer. And you can see there's a number of courts too. There's a basketball court. The basketball court's over here on the Calypso Lagoon side, and the pickleball court is on the Starfish Lagoon side. Now this is in February, so I didn't go swimming, but I did check it out, and it was a little chilly, and there were a few people swimming in there, but it was a little too chilly for me. Another cabana that you can rent. And then, of course, lots of chairs. And I did see some people rent some of these from the other ship that came up, but I guess it really depends. If they've got a packed day, that would be a real nice thing to have a reserved space. But there was obviously no problem reserving or getting a chair or getting an umbrella. They were everywhere. And the nice thing is they didn't cost anything extra. We did not get any rain on this one, which is nice. So this is one of those, the barbecue and brews. It is not a island eats location. So that means everything there is you pay for yourself. It's not included. So just be aware of that. It looks like they have some good food there, but there's so much food on the ship and there's free food at other places. I can't think of a real good reason unless it was just something super awesome. Now, these food trucks or it's just island eats, they are included and you can choose one entree per person and you show them your sell and sign card and then they give it to you. And I did that and it was fun. I didn't have it at the food truck. I had it at one of the other places and I had a hot chicken sandwich and it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Our buffalo chicken sandwich is what it was. So this here is this is a private area. It doesn't have signs when you go there. However, if you go there, they will kick you out. So let's see. I think it's called, yeah, Pearl Cove. So beach club. And I guess that should have been a signal that that beach club is exclusive unless you're paying extra to go to that beach club. So in that beach club, there's a pool there. And I guess they have also a private section of the beach. But there again, there wasn't any problem. And I'll walk out here on the beach in a second. I had no need to go to the private beach club because there's plenty of space. There again, there's some more of those food trucks, and that's included in the Island Eats program. So there we go. So this is across from the Pearl Cove, or almost all the way back around on the map here. We're going to show you where we are here. And you can see there's the entrance and the iconic water slide there in the middle. And I know this is a little quick, but anyway, you get an idea. I did walk the entire area and then I walked in here now. I got some more video of the other beaches. I think I'll include that in the next video. Anyway, there's a beautiful image of the ship. Like I said, later on, there was a second ship that did come in. But as you can see, the beach did have a sign that it was closed on this side. So I guess they didn't want you swimming. I don't know if it was because of the lack of lifeguards or if the water was too rough. But it looked fine, although the water was still sort of cool. So I wasn't interested in it. I did walk out to the beach and I thought it was beautiful, nice beach. It's nice having chairs, plenty of chairs and umbrellas to be able to hang out. So I'm sure as it gets warmer, more people will be getting off on the boat, these locations too. So I'm sure that makes a difference. Anyway, it's a beautiful day to get out for sure. And this is the beach that's right on the left side of the beach is called Calypso Beach. And the same way, the other beach is called Starfish Beach. And I'll have a video that has Starfish Beach and a few other things on it too. So if you're interested in this kind of content, where I travel, trying to use less dollars, more points, more casino comps in order to travel further for less. So if you're interested in that kind of content, please subscribe because it really helps my channel out a ton. And if you're interested in finding out, keeping track of this thing, when there's new deals, when there's Southwest credit card deals, when there's, because I use Southwest all the time. I've got 6 trips planned this year, all using the companion pass. That means that one person flies with me free. My points go twice as far when I travel with somebody else. So that's a great deal. So anyway, I think the beach was very nice. I didn't stay out there at the beach. I went through and stayed at the pool, and they gave me a couple of cool drinks like this Sands beer, which I definitely appreciate, and which is from the Bahamas. So anyway, this is the kind of trips that you can go. Very affordable. I don't know where you can go on a beach trip, stay someplace, have food included for what, $330 is what I think I showed on the graphic, which is just sort of crazy. So there are other expenses that are involved. Getting to the trip here, I live in Birmingham, Alabama. So this cruise actually went up Mobile, Alabama. So it's about a 4-hour drive. It did cost $180 to stay the week or to park my vehicle in the parking deck for a week right there next to the cruise ship. But that's it. So anyway, thanks again, guys. I really do appreciate it. If you could like and subscribe, it does help out the channel a lot, and I would appreciate it. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.